G'day and welcome back to the Down Under Lawn. Bit of a different one today. What are we doing? Well, I was doing some preventative maintenance. Well, when I say preventative, I was doing some maintenance on my ride-on lawnmower, and I've had 2 flat tyres on the front of my lawnmower now for probably the best part of a year because the catheads and all the little spiky broadleaf grasses that are out there, they've been causing an absolute issue. Normally I just pump it up when I take them out and away they go because they're tubeless tyres. I was looking for a product and I came across this slime.
The Down Under Lawn, a cut above the rest.
So this is basically a 2-in-1 tyre and tube sealant. So you actually pour this into your tyre and it's meant to create a layer as you roll your tyre around. When you first put it in, it's meant to create basically a slime layer that fills in all those air holes and puncture marks that you have in your tyre. So now it does say that you can do this leaving your tyre on, but for this demonstration, and because my mower tyres are really hard to pump up when they're dead flat because they actually come off the bead, I'll be taking my tyre off and I'll run you through the process. It's a pretty simple one. All the instructions on the back here, you just got to put your tyre up, stems 3/4 of the way on the upside. You just shake this. This little black thing is a valve remover, so the little tiny valve stem, if I can find a photo of one that's actually inside where you screw your cap on, you can actually take that out using this tiny little end here. This is called a valve stem remover. Yeah, let's click into the hole and you can remove the little stem. So once you pull that stem out, you'll still have the brass outside where you can put your valve cap onto, and then all you do is take out this rubber stem, which is very easily folds into there. Now, beware, I didn't know on the first one, maybe I should have checked and I probably should have known, but in the base here, there's a little plastic seal, so you've got to pull that off. It's not on the instructions, so then you just screw the lid back on. You push this plastic stem right over, it's got like a little seal, and then basically what you do is you just put this onto the end of your tyre stem and then you start squeezing it in. Once you've got your desired amount, you just take this back off, you put your valve stem using your valve stem tool, put it back in, pump your tyre up and away you go. Now it does say that you just need to travel at about 0.32 kilometres basically to distribute the stuff. Probably if you've got the opportunity, I would recommend taking your tyre off just so you're able to roll it along the ground. But don't worry, I'm going to give you a full demonstration on how we slime our tyres. Now also on this bottle, there is a QR code that you can watch and you can see how to use it and tells you exactly. So there's online instructions, which is very handy. There's also this. So this is a 32 ounce. They come in about 3 different sizes, but this is a big 32 ounce 946. It's also got pretty easy instructions on the bottom and does give you a bit of a guide on what tyre size, like and how many ounces that you will need there. It's just made by Slime, which should seal instantly for at least 2 years, stops slow leaks, it's safe and easy, environmentally friendly, apparently no more flat, so I'll be able to give a good workout because I can't remove the cat heads from all the lawns that I do or all the acreage that I mow. Blended and bottled in the USA, so a good USA product. You can go to www.slime.com, slime.com//install video. I'll put that up on the screen.
Step 1, tyre removal.
So here's the mower. So what I'm actually going to do is take the mower off so you can see I've got it jacked up. So this is the tyre that I've already done. So it's still pretty hard at the moment, which is good, but we'll come back in a few days and see if they're still up. This is the one we're going to do. There's a nice spiky cat head. They're just super hard to remove we'll try and remove some of them while we've got it off. I'll see us back in the shed. I'll get this tyre off. It's pretty easy. This is a Cub Cadet lawnmower. These are the forward wheels. So yeah, it's just a 3/4 inch socket for there and there. It's a big long bolt that just pulls out. So I've got the rattle gun, I've got the spanner.
Step 2. Cleaning up the tire.
I've got the tyre off, and what I just thought is I would try maybe to use a wire brush just lightly on the sides, because you can see still a number of cat heads in there, and if we can get them out, hopefully the slime will fill them up and create that sealant layer that we require for the air to stay in the tyre. The wire brush didn't really work. I thought it was worth a shot, so all I actually did was just go like this, and it actually just helps loosen all them up.
Step 3. Tools.
So I'll just run over some of the tools that we're going to require. So obviously you've got your valve stem remover, which is there. You need your bottle of 2-in-1 Tyre and Tube Premium Sealant, which is by Slime. As I said, comes in many different sizes, comes with your little plastic stem and your valve cap remover. So that actually screws on to there, which is even handier. So you can actually take that off, store it back in there, and then if you need it for later, that'll seal it up. I also got some new valve caps just in case these were missing or they weren't working. Now you do need a way to be able to pump your tyre up, whether that's by battery, but I've got an air compressor down here, a lead, and then I've got the inflator. I also have, getting any excess dust, I'll give them a bit of a clean up. Also, before I forget, rubber gloves, because you don't want to get the slime all over yourself, all over your hands. Could be nice and sticky to get off. I just got a screwdriver, and I did actually measure, because I only needed 10 ounces, and as you can see, this comes with little measurements on the side, but it's a 32 ounce bottle, and it goes down to 24. So, and then it's got 20, 16 and 8. So I sort of worked out just roughly between halfway, that would be 10 ounces. And then halfway between the 8 and the 12, that gives you 22 to 12, which is 10 ounces. So I can actually do another tyre. Hopefully I don't have to, but I've got that amount left. So that's another handy thing they've got on these bottles.
Step 4. Valve stem removal.
Is to take your valve cap off and then put that aside somewhere. Then unscrew your valve cap remover, and then you'll see that there's that little stem that's got the circle and like the little rectangle behind it. That's called your valve stem. And what actually happens is it's got the little circle, so you put the little round bit in that. These two, this end and that end, you actually place, they actually fit snugly in there over that rectangle, and that's what helps you, like a screwdriver, to undo it. So it's loosey lefty to undo it and righty tighty to do it up. And you just place that in there like this, and you'll sort of feel it. There you go. You'll hear it click in. What you will do is turn it to the left. And there you have it. Pulls out that little tiny stem. Make sure if you drop it, pick it up, but try not to drop it on the floor, because without that, you can't pump your tyre up and you can't hold air in.
Step 5. Positioning your tire.
So then they recommend positioning your tyre with the stem anywhere in this half of the up position. So you don't want to put it down there like that, because all the stuff will sort of just run out down the bottom. We'll be able to put that on. We'll leave it in about that position. Make sure you put your valve remover over there so you know where everything is.
Step 6. Installing plastic tube onto bottle.
For demonstration purposes, this is how your bottle comes. Just take that off, and then you just pull this out, because it's just basically sealed in there. As I said, everything's done one-handed. So it's got a little flared lip here, tapers in to out, and you just put that on, squeeze it over, make sure you go all the way down the bottom, and that sort of gives you a seal proof. So now basically we are good to go. So I'm going to get my rubber gloves on.
Step 7. Inserting the slime into the tire.
Are now ready to start inserting the slime. So our next step is to shake this vigorously for 30 seconds. So magic TV. All right, so now we've shaken it up. We'll take our valve stem off, and then you get your, insert that on. Make sure you push it right down to where the threaded thing is. That way you get a nice complete seal. Now what we're going to do is you just get the other end of that and you push it over. If you can't do that, then just lie it down and put it on, but then put it back up. So, because that's what it's telling us to do. And then from there, it's just a matter of making sure that you've got the seal off there and squeeze. Because my tyre was already flat, you are going to be wary if you do have just a little puncture, you probably do have some air in there, so just be aware, you just got to wait for the tyre to be deflated. We're going to squeeze. So I just tilt it up ever so slightly. And as you can see, then it just starts squeezing in. Now, 30 seconds or so, I'd say, to get your desired amount. I'm doing 10 ounces. Probably check it. It can be a bit hard to see. I'll keep pouring in. Now, there's no point putting the whole bottle in here, I don't think. You can put a little bit more in. Probably say a little bit more rather than a little bit less. Otherwise, it's just going to be sloshing around on the inside of the tyre. So, it is kind of thick. It's very easy to pull off. I'm just going to check. So I've got my mark, so I'm looking to get down to here. So I'll just let it settle for a minute. I'm not sure whether it gets picked up on camera, but this is where I'm up to. So I've put in about half. So now I've got to go again. Sure, you can get it on as far as you can. Right down to the black bit if you can. Just rotate it up so it's higher than the stem. Squeeze the bottle. And away you go. Yeah, I'm going to check it again. All right, so I'm nearly there. I'm in between that line and this line, maybe a little bit less. We will be able to go again. Same process. And we go. So as you can see, I'm not having any spillages. It's a pretty mess-free way of doing it. They've obviously designed it pretty well and universal. All right, so I think that's probably about enough. Okay, so yeah, I'm down about this line. I feel like that should be enough. See, now there's no mess on the other side, and there's only a little bit there.
Step 8. Installing the valve stem.
I might try and lay this down just for demonstrations purposes, but if you can get that in without laying the tyre down, that should be fine too. This is your stem. That's the bit that you have to insert in. And this is the top. You just get your little valve remover, and now it becomes a valve replacer. So easy enough to do is you just clip it in the same way it came out. So you can see it fits in there, and then all you do is insert it back into the hole, push it in as far as you can without breaking it, and then righty-tighty. So that's clockwise. And give it, once you feel a bit of pressure, just give it a little half turn, try not to snap it off. And then all you do, remove that, and there it is. You've got your stem replaced. As I said, this also doubles as your lid for your bottles. Don't lose it, you have to replace it.
Step 9. Inflate tire.
So we've got our valve stem replaced, everything's sealed up. So now what we have to do is blow this tyre back out. Your tyre might be different to mine. It might be a lot easier, especially with bike tyres. Yeah, this one's definitely comes off the bead, and you can almost fit your hand down there. Now, whether I'm going to be able to inflate it, different story. But stay tuned, because I definitely have a trick for how you can inflating a tyre if it's come off the bead. I might just give it a quick clean up. I'll just use the air just to clean around, give it a good, easy to get the bead back on. Dust out of there. Okay, so I've gone around and just cleaned out the beads, and now I've got my tyre inflator back on. So I'm going to actually move mine down to the bottom. We'll see if it's going to pump up. And as you can hear, it's definitely not sealing. So I'll have to show you my trick on how to get this to pump up.
Trick for inflating a flat tire that won't inflate.
What you're going to need to be able to pump this up if you're having the same problem as me is because you can see this tire is really flat and it's not coming back. It's not pushing onto the bead. What you actually need is a tie down strap. I've got this one. So the idea is you want to be able to push the middle of this tire down, pushes the outside of it right to the outside. Now last time I did it in the middle, I'll try that again. Easy process, downside up. Now, be warned, when I did this last time, it did ooze out a little bit, but I don't know if that was because it was on its side. Just need a little bit more strap. So I just found the easiest way to do it is to have one already done up, and you clip the other one into it, pulling the strap. Make sure it's somewhat in the middle. You can probably put it up for this process. Pull the strap down and then just start strapping it down. Make sure it's pretty tight because you want these to push out as far as they can. All right, so we got that all nicely strapped on. It's really pushed the beads out. Now, so you can't move it. It's all nicely really squishing the tires. You want it as tight as you possibly can. Now you just go back to your air compressor, put your on there, and then you'll see it going up, but you just got to stop. You can hear it going because it's not leaking anywhere. But if you do it too tight, you won't be able to undo your strap. Let's get the strap off. You'll hear it pop, pull that off. See how now it's a bit of air in there. It's all sealed right back around. Nothing's coming out. So now we will just pump it up, back up to 20 PSI. And there you have it. Just a little trick I learned. Yeah, it definitely worked. You can see she's rock hard.
Step 10. Reinstall the valve cover.
Don't forget your valve cover. Put that back on. And now we're ready for the final step.
Step 11. Rolling the slime around the tire.
Okay, now the final step is you need to roll your tire around because you want that slime to fill in all the holes all the way around the tires. I'm just going to push it along, and hopefully that will spread the slime right around. Now, I know some of you probably think doing this is a more sensible way, but sometimes I just want to have some fun. Okay, so now we're going to do our big roll from here all the way down to there. Let's go. If it's not spun around now, I don't know what is. All that's required now is that I put the tyre back on the vehicles, and we'll be back with our final thoughts and wrap up.
Step 12. Pack up.
Now, as I said, the valve cap remover also works as your lid. Easy enough, just make sure all the stuff comes out of there. I probably recommend going and washing that out if you do have leftover product. So just pops off, and then you can put it back in your little handy push. Just push it down a little bit, and then you just get your lid, put it back on, screw it on, and there you go. Make sure it's nice and tight, and away you go. All done. Doesn't leak, and it looks good.
24 hours later.
So we are 24 hours later and just come out to check out the lawnmower, and they are still rock hard. So that's good news. Hopefully they stay like that. Now, Slime does say once you have this in your tyres, it will repair punctures for up to 2 years. So what it actually does is that slime goes around, and as you possibly get an air leak, it actually pushes that slime into that hole and then plugs it up for 2 years. I shouldn't have to worry about getting a puncture unless I tear it open.
Final thoughts, wrap up, and rating.
All right, that's a wrap on how to fix a puncture using the 2-in-1 tube and tyre sealant by Slime. Awesome product, very easy to use, great instructions, whether that's on the label or using the YouTube link. I cannot complain. This gets a massive 2 thumbs up from the Down Under Lawn. And if you enjoyed watching this, drop me a like, hit the subscribe, don't forget your notification bell. If you've got any other questions, put them in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching the Down Under Lawn.
The Down Under Lawn, a cut above the rest.